1-0 since Jim returned from Hawaii. OMG. Jim gets the credit. What a phenomenal, fun, enjoyable overall game. I've watched a lot of baseball in my life, and that was right there with one of the more fun games. No, actually, it wasn't, but the Padres won this game. I have no idea how they won this game. I don't know. We just watched for the last 3 hours, Jim, but with the other wrap-up show, a lot to react to. Obviously, Padres over the Giants 1-0. Make your way in and subscribe. Year-round content for Padres fans. We just got past 8,500 subscribers, so please subscribe. Smash the like button for us. Follow us at X, at John Schaefer, at Jim Russell SD. We want to get your supers tonight. If you want to support our work, click the $sign below the chat box. We'll get to all of your questions and comments. If you want to control the direction of the conversation, they win it on a Jose Iglesias sac fly. He then makes a really good defensive play in the bottom of the 10th inning. And the Padres win a 1-0 game at Oracle, Jim, to start this 4-game series in San Francisco. And I guess at the end of the day, a win is a win. I mean, I was texting with you throughout the course of the last couple of innings, like, but just please, someone do something. Please score a run. I just didn't know if this game was ever going to end.
Anybody that described that game as a really fun baseball game is lying to you.
Fun.
Now, the reason why it's being described as such a fun baseball game was because the Padres came out on top, and that's all that matters. Yep. As long as they score more runs than the other team, then you could, by default, describe the game as fun because a win is always fun. But everything up until the end of that game, that was a very hard watch tonight for both teams. You know, I know that it was being described in the broadcast as a pitcher's duel. And if you want to go that route, sure. But the Giants were 1 for 12 with runners in scoring position. Padres were, I think, 1 for 5.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was really a pitcher's duel more so than both of these offenses are very challenged. And I'm going to go with the latter on that one. Now, Logan Webb's a great pitcher. Don't get me wrong.
He is.
Stephen Kolek has had a lot of bumps lately, and he pitched phenomenal tonight. But the Giants are putrid, and the Padres are going through it offensively right now. They are lucky to get that win. Thank goodness they got that win, because it would have, from a Padres perspective, it would have been a tough loss, especially the way the Giants are going right now offensively.
Yeah, and the Padres, too, to your point, they've scored 1 or fewer runs in 8 of their last 16 games. The Padres have scored 1 or fewer runs in 8 of their last 16. If you're here, by the way, please subscribe. Year-round content for Padres fans, and thank you for the super chats. Click the $sign below the chat box. We'll get your questions and your comments. If you just want to support our work, if you want to see your comment on screen, click the $sign below the chat box. You know what I would say, Jim?
What?
It's all good from Diego to the Bay. And the reason I say that is because that's what the Padres just tweeted out. Yeah, obviously I would never say that. But the Padres just tweeted out, it's all good from Diego to the Bay. I'll tell you what.
Name me a cringier account. I'll wait. Probably all of them, right? They're all cringe. They're all that bad.
All the MLB teams.
All baseball teams have like this initiative to like, all right, guys, you have to have one-liners every single post, and they all have to be like
awful.
Not only awful, they all have to be created by like Chat GPT.
100%. Honestly, where this game may have been won is when the Giants loaded the bases with nobody off against Kolek. When replay review, this had nothing to do with the bad umpiring crew, which was bad.
Yeah, they're bad.
But this had everything to do with MLB replay in New York City. They reviewed a caught stealing that was ruled a caught stealing. Is that correct? Yes.
He was ruled out.
Overturned it. It was initially ruled an out. The base runner slid off second base. The tag was clearly applied. They went to New York and confirmed the out. Do I have that right? Or whatever happened? Did they confirm the out, Jim?
No,
they overturned it. They overturned it to say that the runner was safe when he was so clearly out. Like, there almost needs to be a statement based on what happened there. Now, no run scored in the inning, but from bases loaded, nobody out, for Kolek to get out of that spot and to deal with that, to watch that thing on replay, and for the runner to be safe and for him to get out of that spot was unbelievable.
You're talking about the Adames one, right? or the Jung Hoo Lee one?
It was early in the game when they loaded the bases. Was this? It wasn't Adames, was it?
No, Adames was early in the game. Jung Hoo Lee was later. The
Okay,
Jung one, he got called out and he was
Adames.
safe.
Jung Hoo Lee did the Houdini act. It was probably the right call. It was the Adames one where
It's
he
clearly out.
tagged out and off the base.
Clearly out.
Yeah.
Like, wasn't even close. Jones could see that. Jones could make that call.
What?
Now, in real time, it might be tough because of the angle the umpire
Sure.
had, but on replay, no question about it. He was out 1000%. I even, Awful Announcing posted the Giants TV broadcast talking about the play, and even Kruk and Kipe, they go on replay. They're like, "Oh yeah, he's out. He's out." And then the replay, the ump back came, said he was safe. Even they were shocked. They were like, "What?" Like, no, that's awful.
Was he initially ruled safe and then confirmed to be safe? Is that what happened?
He was initially ruled safe.
Put in the chat.
He was initially
ruled safe. Let me get to Padres paying. I don't even want to. He says, thank you, man, for the first super of the night. And thank you to most of you that are here. And don't complain about us commenting on the Padres at 10 o'clock at night while the rest of our family is sleeping for your betterment. He says, Suarez 6-out win, nasty changeup to end the ninth inning. Ball bounced our way in the 10th. It was getting hit hard, but we will take it. 1-0 on the June doom stretch. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot better than the alternative, I'll tell you that. With these 17 games coming up, the way this offense is scuffling, to use your 18 bullpen and lose this game with Suarez now down tomorrow because he threw 2 innings would have been disastrous. But to win this game, of course, over 162, no one's going to be any the wiser. It doesn't matter how you win in the major leagues. I'm just saying, watching this game, it left a lot to be desired, and you're just hoping and praying you scratch across a run and win this game.
Yeah, and that's all you asked for, and the bottom of the lineup got it done. That's exactly what you wanted to see from the bottom of the lineup in the 10th inning, because, I mean, you asked those guys to swing away, they're not scoring. You had to move the runner over, and you had to hope that Iglesias would hit a ball to the outfield to, be a sac fly. Because to ask those guys to get a hit with runners in scoring position wasn't going to happen. So they did the little things right. They executed perfectly there in the 10th inning, bunt the man over, sac fly, get him in, up 1-0, made it stand. And it was perfectly executed from the bottom of the lineup, where you are not expecting them to do anything but, frankly, get out if you're not asking them to bunt or just get a sac. That bunt was huge, by the way, because it set up the sac fly, and then you got to get the ball in the outfield, and that's exactly what they did. So
100%.
It was perfect.
No, they execute. I mean, the difference there in the 10th inning is execution. I mean, when you put that runner at second base, I mean, it doesn't take the world to score a run. I mean, Wade first pitch bunt, he does that well, and Iglesias getting the ball in the air, he did that well, and then Suarez at the bottom of the 10th inning, I mean, did enough. I mean, that is not easy to preserve a 1-run lead in that spot, come back out for second inning, and get the job done.
Right.
And he did. No Mama, thank you for the super. Saying mid off, but a win is a win. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's not college football. There's no pollsters. All that matters is wins and losses. I mean, I really do think, in watching this, I have no clue how this series works out. Maybe the Giants win the next 3. Maybe the Padres win the next 3. I'm looking at a Giants team that, to me, has more holes than the Padres do. And in terms of over 162, who I feel more confident in, and things can change. We've all been wrong before. I just don't see a Giants offense with that lineup being able to sustain over 162. Where I think the Padres, you can rest assured their offense isn't going to look like this all year. I mean, it's been bad, but there's no way it's going to look like this all year long. So, that's how I look at this game. I know the Giants have good pitching, but I think the Padres have good pitching, especially when they get healthier.
Here's the thing. They're 7-3, the Padres are, in the last 10 games. That's really good. But it still doesn't change the fact that, these wins are grinded out wins to the point where it is still showing the holes that this team has. And you 100% would much rather, like, try and fix those holes during wins than losses, because it would make everything feel that much worse. they've had some nice comebacks when I was away. That was really nice. But the fact is still that this offense is challenged. But even with the offense being challenged and the holes really coming through, they're still getting wins. And that's a good thing. That's what good teams do. They can overcome. Now, over a 162 span, like overcoming this, like probably not going to be able to do that. But in the short term, overcoming these holes, these massive holes that they have, that's a sign of a good baseball team. And I do believe that they're going to address the needs that they have. There's no way they're not, because Preller sees what we see, and the holes they have need to be addressed. But look, while the game tonight was ugly, I don't care what the Padres announcers say. The game was ugly. They got the win, and that's all that matters at the end of the day. You move on to tomorrow. Look at the box score today. It's not pretty, but the one part of it that is just shining, and it's the prettiest part, is they scored more runs than the Giants, and that's all that matters. And I see in the chat that the Dodgers just lost to the Mets. Still very early to scoreboard watch, in my opinion. But still, anytime the Dodgers lose, you take that, right?
I'll take it. Both teams 24 losses, by the way. Dodgers 2 more wins. Just one game separates the two teams. Shohei Ohtani hits his 23rd home run, but the Dodgers do lose here tonight, and you're going to see a lot of the Dodgers over the next 2 weeks. 7 of 17 here against LA, 3 in San Diego, 4 of them at Dodger Stadium. 14 of 17 on the road, now 13 of 16 on the road for the Padres after winning tonight at Oracle. Every so often, thank you for the super. He says, umps suck. Iglesias Diaz pitching masterclass. I mean, yeah, I thought the issuing of warnings in a scoreless game in the 3rd inning on a ball that was not even up and in, it was just like in on the hands. I thought that was kind of excessive and like became a bit of an ump show in that spot. But I'm with you on Iglesias. I mean, Iglesias, to just plug him in at third. I think he's only been there 3 or 4 times all year. And to make a couple of the plays he made, coming home on a force, starting a double play, 5-4-3. The ball he nabbed, obviously, in the 10th inning was impressive. I mean, really impressive. Who knows if Manny Machado makes that play, truthfully. I mean, Manny has really struggled defensively here this year. I mean, for Iglesias just to come in and make a series of good plays defensively, like that's way easier said than done, and probably makes it even more impressive.
100%. I was actually thinking the same thing that you were. And that's kind of a I'm not going to say scary thought, but it's just kind of the reality right now that I asked myself, like, does Manny make that play? And I quickly then answer, like, yeah, he probably does, right? But I still got to ask that question right now a little bit, because he has struggled defensively this year. All in all, probably 9 out of 10 times, Manny, 8 out of 10 times Manny makes that play. But, you know, we don't know. It is what it is. Jose Iglesias, all that matters is that he did make that play tonight. And that was the game-saving play of the night. The most exciting moment of the game, other than the Padres scoring their one lone run. But, yeah, I thought the ump show in the game, just it didn't need to happen. And the only reason why it happened is because Wilmer Flores got upset that he got hit. If he doesn't get upset, there's no warnings at all. So that was kind of like a pressure warning from, you know, like they felt pressured into giving that warning out because Flores got upset. And whenever an umpire is like pressured into doing something that they would have never done if the player never got upset, like that's just bad umpiring.
Yeah, I agree with that. I do. And Schulte was looking for an explanation. He didn't freak out on it. Although there was that there was the automatic strike after the run was in the 10th inning, maybe to Diaz, where Schulte literally unloaded
he just
on the plate umpire. Because the plate umpire, I mean, the whole thing was just kind of, again, it wasn't all the 4-man crew because of what went on with replay review, but I also thought the plate umpire was just bad. It wasn't like the worst we've ever seen, because the worst we've ever seen is literally historically awful. But it was bad in general, and Schilt eventually just took it out on him there in the 10th inning, and I kind of appreciated him doing it. Brian, appreciate you, man. He says MLB zero regard for fans with no replay explanation. Yeah, I don't know. So don't they now do some explanation on field? Like, or they just say like, oh, the call's overturned or the runner is safe, where they didn't even used to do that. But yeah, they don't give the full explanation. I think what happened, Jim, on that play was MLB didn't watch the play like through. it's like they only looked at it until the base, and they didn't like watch the runner through the bag come off the bag. I mean, it was clear as day. It's almost like they didn't have the full video. Like, how could you get that wrong if you have eyes?
Well, I saw a screenshot from somebody on social
Yeah,
media of Adames off the bag
yeah,
in the replay room in New York. So, look, if we're seeing it, they're seeing it. It's not like they just didn't watch the play through. Like they're watching the play. That has to be like objectively the worst non-overturn call, or the worst, I guess, overturn, whatever. It was the worst replay call in the history of replay in baseball. Now, again, I haven't seen every single replay in baseball history since they adopted it back in 2014.
right.
But from my memory, that's the worst I've ever seen. And it was so blatant. It wasn't even close. I mean, Adames' foot is off the bag by easily 4 or 5 inches. Like you could see through to the, like it wasn't like it wasn't like, I mean, that's a joke. That's a joke how officials in New York can't see that, and how everybody else, you can get a room full of 1,000 people and all 1,000 people would say he's out. But yet the one replay official in New York
Yeah.
said he's safe.
And you should have multiple eyes on all replay reviews in New York. I mean, you should. And that makes it even more egregious. I don't think it's just one guy sitting there eating freaking popcorn with his feet kicked up, like, whatever. I got to assume like there's like almost a cross checker that is able to confirm what's being seen there. And again, we've watched a lot of them. There have been some where you completely scratch your head. After watching this one today, I'm like, blow up the system, figure something out that's more effective than this. Because how can you stop a game and get that wrong? Now, again, did this cost the Padres the game? Absolutely not. Is this game 5 of the World Series? No. I get it. There's a lot of reviews. There's a lot of games. You're not going to go 100 for 100, but you should kind of go 99 for 100. And how can you miss this one? This one was too easy to miss. Sunriser, thank you for the very generous super. Guys, if you are here, over 400 of you are here live. Please subscribe. You're on content for Padres fans. And thank you for the super chats. Click the $ below the chat box. We need like 500 likes in this video, by the way.
Easily.
So
I'm back. They won. 500 likes, guys. Come on, let's go.
Jim's back from freaking Maui. We'll get into that in a second. Sunriser says, can't agree more. LOL. Win is a win. My content ad, Tatis being off is okay. With the story I hear, his dad may have had an accident. Could be off here. I don't want to spread
misinformation.
I have no idea. I mean, I don't know, Jim, if you've heard anything else. I mean, we have Kevin on 3 times a week. And Kevin today spoke at length about Tatis' struggles and didn't bring something like that up. I think that's a combination of things. If I was guessing, off field may certainly be an issue, mental, physical, whatever, tinkering. I think there's a lot of factors potentially at play, trying to do too much. He had an infield single here today for whatever it's worth. It counts. It's a base hit. But he is completely lost. I mean, completely lost right now. And that's discouraging, and hopefully it turns around sooner rather than later.
Yeah. Thanks for the super, Sunriser. Appreciate it. A win is a win for sure. And today on John and Jim, I think it's a combination of things that's getting to him. Mm-hmm. One of them being mental, like for sure, no doubt about it. And I think there's other things that are playing a role in this. What are those things? I don't know. I'm not going to speculate. Could be off field. Could be something. I don't know. I have no idea. But I would bet a lot of money it's a combination of things that have played into this recent slump for Tatis. And maybe it's time to move him out of the leadoff spot. I don't know. Like, do you move him to the 2 hole? Do you you're not going to move him past 3, and you're not going to put him past 4 at the worst. But maybe do you move him out of the leadoff spot? I don't know.
I mean, something probably is almost inevitable. I do not know, Jim. And they've probably thought long and hard. 28 games now where he's hit like 180. lacking power, clearly lacking just confidence, just in general lacking confidence. He doesn't look like himself. He looks, I don't even know. He looks off. He looks like a miss, and
like
I
he
don't know how
looks like
long that's
a
going to
deer in
continue.
headlights.
Yeah, and just like I don't know, like that fun, like amicable, laughable, personable player that we've seen a lot. Like I don't see that player. Maybe it's because he is struggling. So who would be fun and amicable and laughable and personable when struggling like this? But something is just like amiss. It feels like with Toddy. Coastal Card Collector, man, what's going on? Appreciate your support of the channel. Appreciate you talking to me the other day about cards. And he says, "Oh hey, welcome back, Jim."
Oh, hello there, Coastal Card Collector, buddy, old pal. I am back. I am back.
Listen, Justin, thank you for the super. He says, love how you guys roasted that guy earlier about watching the game. As someone with kids, full-time job, amazed how much you guys do. Thanks. Listen, I probably overreacted. It wasn't even to an individual person. I just saw like 3 or 4 comments in there as I'm like struggling to get through what happened in the second inning of a game on like an out safe call that was reviewed and either upheld or over. I don't know. I'm just talking through it. So again, we're not going to get everything right. Just like these freaking umpires don't get everything right, these players don't get everything right. So I mean, this isn't like the show of record. Like we're not trying to be 100% accurate 100% of the time. We're not doing like the Padres postgame show. We're doing a wrap up show on our own time and dime. So you know, it is what it is.
I
But
can
thank you,
assure
Justin.
you can ask my wife. We watched the game. Like we watched the
Kristen
game.
Right. I mean, to the point of like, you know, it's like not for the betterment of like our lives.
It really isn't.
Yeah, and like someone put in here like this always, I don't even want to get to it actually. I don't even want to react to it. But thank you. Oh,
thank you, Jesus.
What's up, man? Appreciate the support and appreciate Run It Back who says, when should Padres choose to start Iggy over Cronenworth? I mean, I don't think Cronenworth is like Cronenworth is in the midst of this 7-year deal. He's getting $11 million a year. Like, I don't think Cronenworth is in danger of losing his job to Jose Iglesias. I just think Jose Iglesias fills lots of roles, and his bat plays well enough, and his glove is clearly good. He plays second, short, third. That I don't think it's as simple as just playing Iggy over Cron, and that's the end of the story. Iggy's going to get playing time. Cronenworth's going to get playing time, and it probably works itself out. What do you think about that?
There's not going to be just like they're not going to say, all right, Jose Iglesias, you are now the everyday second baseman. Sorry, Cron, you're going to be a platoon. That's not happening. It's just not. They'll play the hot hand. If you know Iglesias is playing well, then they're going to play him more. They're going to get these guys through and rotate guys through, especially with as many games as they're going to play here in a row with only one off day, and thrown in there. Guys are going to be rotating in and out. Like Manny's not in the field tonight, So if this isn't a playoff series, if there's a playoff series, it might be different. They might choose matchups or who's the hot hand, right? Like then a guy's starting over a certain guy. But in a regular season like this, you're just, you have certain regulars on this team that are going to play every single day. And if they're not out there every day defensively, they're going to be as a DH. And that's Merrill and Toddy and Manny and Bogarts and Luis Suarez. And basically Jake Cronenworth too. Those guys are going to be out there almost every single day, whether it be one of them is a DH or not, but they're going to be out there every single day.
Yeah, 100%. Let's get back to the conversation after we do thank our title sponsor here on the Wrap-Up Show, Mark Nimitz, Farmers Insurance, with us since day one. If you support this channel, please support Mark. As simple as that. Please support our partners because we can't do this without your support of our partners, including Mark Nimitz at Farmers. And if you have any insurance need, whether it's auto, home, renters, life, I have earthquake, life insurance, homeowners insurance through Mark. He's going to take care of you if you ever need him. First of all, he's going to save you money. Secondly, when you need to file a claim, he's there for you. He's going to save you time, going to save you money. He saved us time and money when we had to file a claim back in 2022. Click the link in the description down below to get to his website. You see it on screen. You'll get free quotes online. Call Mark. He'd love to talk to you about the Padres. He'd love to save you money on your insurance as well. So he supported this channel since day one. He's a diehard Padres fan. He's a lifelong San Diegan. He is a great insurance agent. You can take that from us. So if you support this channel, if you have any insurance need, please get in contact with Mark Nimitz at Farmers Insurance.
Yeah, all his information is on that ticker below, mnimitz@farmersagent.com. When you reach out to our buddy Mark, let him know that John and Jim from the Wrap-Up Show sent you.
You know, we probably should spend more time on Stephen Kolek. You know, the elevated ERA, I think he came in with what, like a 4.1, but he allowed 6 runs against Miami in that one inning, gutted it out, ended up going 5 or 6 innings that night, gave the Padres a chance to win. They came back and won that game, right? They trailed 6-0, came all the way back and won that game. And then today, you know, he goes 5 2/3 innings, the last just 3 hits. He didn't allow a hit between the first and 6th innings. And then he set it up to see the 4 top relievers in your bullpen, where they went to Morejon, Estrada, Adam, and Suarez. I get it. The Giants offense has really scuffled. They talked about during the broadcast, I think 18 runs scored on the 9-game road trip. But he pitched out of jams, including that spot we talked about with the bases loaded, nobody out. So Stephen Kolek, you know, we talked a lot about Iglesias. We'll talk about this bullpen, but Kolek is a huge reason why they ended up winning this game tonight.
Now, again, it's easy to say this, but I'll say it anyway. Take out that 6-run inning against the Miami Marlins, he's done very well overall. What's going on? Something happened in the chat?
No, just timeout.
Okay. Anyway, again, it's easy to say, take out the 6 runs, everything's great. But, I mean, I'm just trying to illustrate that, you know, they did win that game. He held them there. And overall, Stephen Kolek, I think, has pitched really well. I mean, he has 3 outings this year. 3 of his 6 outings this year, John. He's gone 5 1/3 plus, allowing no earned runs.
That's crazy.
That's really good. Yeah, so half of your outings, you've left the game giving up no earned runs.
Right.
That's really good. And every single outing, he has given you at least 5 1/3 innings. So he has pitched into the 6th inning in every single outing for you this year. Now, it's not like a big sample size, but still, 6 outings going into the 6th inning, every single outing. You can't ask for anything more than that from him. That's really good.
I mean, this guy was a Rule 5 pick throwing like random 2/3 of an inning last year.
We were making fun of Stephen Kolek last year because it's like, really? Stephen Kolek? He was either the white flag pitcher or the cigar pitcher. Like, you're throwing him out there when you're up 7, and you're throwing him out there when you're down 7.
Right, exactly. And now he's starting every 5th day when you're without Michael King and Yu Darvish. Like, you need his innings.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like, you need it badly. They're throwing Ryan Bergert tomorrow.
Bergie.
Bergie, exactly.
Bergie.
Kolek today. I mean, yeah, his starts have been magnified because you're dealing with injuries. Rocket, thank you. Says Bob Melvin team not winning in extras. Good win. That was
old as time.
That was what, the 2023 team that just was historically bad. They started like 0-11 or 0-13.
Like 0-12 or 0-something in extra innings. They set a major league record or something.
That was so bad.
They could not win in extra innings if their life depended on it.
Yeah, that was unbelievable. Thank you, though, Rocket. Thank you. Is it Chano for the super? Appreciate it. Guys, if you're here, please subscribe. You're on Content for Padres fans. Smash that like button for us, and thank you for the supers. Click the $ below the chat box. Saying, who is the best trade target San Diego can acquire at the deadline with the package, including Salas and DeVries? Duran not worth it. Preller buys regardless in July. Well, Duran definitely would be worth it. He's controllable for a long time. And if there's anyone you'd sell a big-time prospect for, I think Jarren Duran would fit that mold, especially if you look at what he did in 2024. He's still only 28 years of age. But I don't think they're moving Salas and DeVries for really any player that's going to be on the market. Maybe one of them, and I don't think it's DeVries, would move. And who knows, probably neither move, Jim. But I think Jarren Duran would make you think long and hard about moving, maybe 1 or 2 of your top prospects. Not necessarily both of those players, but certainly moving a couple of your top prospects.
Yeah, my guess is right now at this very moment in time, those two players are off limits.
Right. I agree.
Things could change more so for Ethan Salas than I think Leo DeVries. I think Leo DeVries is completely off limits. I think you could maybe sweet talk your way into Preller considering Ethan Salas. But that would mean that the Padres organization has really just fallen out of love with Ethan, because all we've heard about Ethan Salas is how much they love him, like adore him. But dude can't hit. Like as of right now, can't hit, and he's also injured. So maybe Preller could be sweet talked into Ethan Salas in a
Right.
deal, but I firmly believe there's nothing, unless it's Paul Skeens, right? That
Yeah,
would
it's true.
make Preller consider giving up Leo DeVries.
Yeah, even Salas, to be honest, would surprise me because they're heavily invested in the player. That first of all, they paid him a
Right.
lot, so you're punting on a good amount of resources you used when he was 16 a few years ago, and
Yep.
secondly, he's still only 18.
Right.
So to trade away among the top position player prospects in baseball at 18,
Yeah.
your return better be 4 years of control, which is basically what Jaron Duran is, because you have this year plus 3 more of control. But I'm with you. I think it would be surprising to see either of those two players move, and it would probably be shocking to see Leo DeVries move. I could see DeVries move in some generational deal like that Juan Soto trade, to your point, like a Paul Skeens trade. Paul Skeens is going nowhere in his second year.
Right.
But it would take something generational, I think, for Leo DeVries to potentially not be here
Right.
past the deadline.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Because if he was like 21 and he still like wasn't hitting defensively, he's great, but like it's not clicking in the minors for whatever reason. I then and he's still a top 50 prospect, right? I think
Yep.
they would be totally fine. Not totally fine, but I think they would lean towards giving him up if the right deal came along than not. But as of right now,
Right.
like you said, they've invested so much to just punt so early on the kid. Now, I think I think Ethan Salas might be overrated. Could be wrong, but I think he might be overrated. I think Leo DeVries is the player that has the best opportunity to hit the big league level. I don't know about Salas. I really don't. I mean, I'm looking at his numbers and I'm like, blah. But he's
My guess
18,
is
so there's a lot of
Salas.
time to improve. So
Yeah, and my guess is Salas will spend a ton of time in the major leagues, because if you're a good defensive catcher, you could
yeah,
spend 10 plus years in the major leagues easily.
yep,
So that to me isn't the question. It's when you give a player the largest signing bonus in the class, is the player going to like break through and be something that's like unique to the position? It's not unique to the position to be Austin Hedges. Like, with all due respect to Hedges, because he spent a lot of time in the big leagues,
Mhm.
or Martin Maldonado you know what I mean? Like, you got to do some things that other catchers don't do. And to me, and I don't know, I'm not saying it has to be Cal Raleigh right away, but like,
Right.
you're going to have to be a guy that is well rounded. You can't just be a good defensive backstop. Like, that'll be nice, but I feel like we signed up for more. I think we were kind of sold a bill that Ethan Salas is going to be about a guy that was going to be productive offensively and maybe be, special defensively. Maybe he is special defensively, but he has a ton of work, obviously, to do offensively. And maybe that comes along, and maybe it takes 3 to 5 years, and he'd still only be, 21, 22, 3+ years from right now.
And by the way, name me a team in the history of the sport that had a top prospect that when they talked about him, they were like, "Yeah, I don't know."
Right.
Every team, for almost every one of their top prospects, are always thinking positively and always talking about them in a positive manner. You can't find me one time a top 100 prospect that was talked about from an organization standpoint. They were like, "Yeah, I don't think he's really going to do well," but he's a top prospect. Like, no, every team hypes up their own players, and we just don't know. We didn't know about Jackson Merrill, complete unknown, right? Anybody that says that they knew Jackson Merrill was going to turn into this, probably lying to you. So it's up to the players to go out there and prove them right. Up to the players to go out there and outperform them sometimes their expectation. Jackson Merrill did that, absolutely. And now it's just like a wait and see with Ethan Salas. The one thing I'm afraid of with Ethan Salas, we'll move on here in a second, is how much talk there was in spring training about the potential of him seeing the big leagues as early as like this year.
Right.
And that's scary, because if they're talking about that now and they keep the kid, what says that they're not going to start talking about it more next year with an absolute need at catcher, because the catchers they have suck and they're not going to be here long term. Like, that's the one thing I'm worried about, is that they're going to somehow talk themselves into how Ethan Salas of the big leagues at 19 as a catcher is a good idea next year.
Right. No, I agree with that. I completely agree with that. Let's get back to the conversation in a moment. Do want to remind you about our friends over at SeatGeek, because they have a terrific offer for our viewers going on right now. If you use promo code PODSWRAP, that's PADSWRAP, you're going to get $20 off your first order at SeatGeek of $50 or more. You heard me right. That's $20 off your first purchase of $50 or more with promo code PODSWRAP. That's PADSWRAP. Just click that link in the description. You'll download the app. You'll have the code automatically added to your account so you can use it later. We do want to thank our friends over at SeatGeek, and you'll see that it's not going to come cheap when they get back home to take on the Dodgers. You can get into Gallagher Square for $50-something, including fees. If you want to sit somewhere in the seating bowl, it's likely going to cost you $100. But again, you can get the $20 off with promo code PODSWRAP. You can sit in section 305. That's with fees, $100 a ticket. Take $20 off your order and be at Petco Park when the Padres get back home. The Dodgers will be here for the first time this year. That's the first meeting between these two teams. That's next week at Petco Park. So if you want to get there, use the promo code and click that link in the description down below.
And with SeatGeek being MLB's official ticket marketplace, your tickets, they're fully guaranteed and instantly fulfilled in your account after purchase. The best thing about SeatGeek is they have your back. Each ticket's rated on a scale of 1 to 10, so you know you're getting a good deal. So, look for the green dots. Green means good, red means bad, and use our promo code, like John said, PODSWRAP, PADSWRAP. It's on the screen there, $20 off your first order of $50 or more.
I'm trying to think about tonight. I mean, obviously tonight they find a way. They win 1-0.
Well, John, there's so much to talk about after this very fun, exciting win.
There's so much to react to. Again, I think when it's Webb, Kolek, and you win on the road, and you're like plus 160, you know what I mean? Like, so that's the good. I think the bad is you wonder when the offense is going to look like the offense. When we had Kevin on today, Kevin AC, and he said, I feel like the bats are going to break through at some point. And I generally agree with that statement, but my reaction was maybe not in San Francisco, though. Playing at night, it's 60 degrees. You're facing good enough pitching. The ballpark isn't overly conducive to scoring runs in. And so I'm not surprised. I think, Jim, we joked today. We said 1 run. What's the over-under on this game? We said the total should be 1.5. We joked and said it should be a half a run in this game. So I'm not overly surprised that, Manny Machado is 0 for 4, or the Padres combined for 5 hits or 6 hits in this game. Like, that doesn't surprise me. Nobody had a multi-hit game here. Like, I didn't think this was going to be easy off of Webb, and maybe it eases up a little bit over the next couple of days because they're not going to throw Logan Webb. But this isn't necessarily the series I was thinking about when the Padres are going to get going offensively, right?
No. You did look back at the last time the Padres faced the Giants. They were coming off of a 3-8 stretch in an 11-game span. They had an off day. Xander Bogaerts was a player that we talked a lot about. By the way, it's funny. We haven't really talked about Xander much lately, and his numbers have gotten worse. I know he had a double tonight.
Yeah.
But, when's the last time Xander did anything impactful?
Right.
I mean, this guy is just anyway. Last time I played the Giants, they were coming off of a bad stretch, and they put up I think 5, 6, 7 runs in the first game, and then kind of same in the second game. If I remember correctly, they put up a good amount of runs that led to a 6-game winning streak.
Mm-hmm.
And probably it should have been 7. No, yeah, it should have been 7, but the bullpen completely imploded in on itself in New York. So I was looking at this series of like, okay, the bats got hot against the Giants last time. I know they were facing Logan Webb tonight, but they've seen Logan Webb well. Manny Machado has some great numbers off Logan Webb, but they were also missing Gavin Sheets in the lineup tonight, and Sheets is hitting 500 off Logan Webb in his career. So yeah, I think the offense is still going to struggle unless you get guys like Tatis and Cronenworth and Merrill, guys like those to get hot.
Yeah, no, I mean that's a fair point. Yeah, and by the way, they had an opportunity early off Webb. I think it was first and third, one out. They didn't take advantage of. That was the strike him out, throw him out double play that they had early in this game. So like they had that opportunity in the second inning, they didn't cash in. They didn't have a ton of opportunities. To your point, with runners in scoring position, 1 for 5 in this game. But again, a win is a win. Cody, appreciate you for the super, guys. If you're here, subscribe, and if you're here, please smash the like button. And if you're here, thank you for the super chats and the memberships. If you want to become a member, click join. If you want to support with the super, like Cody, click the $ below the chat box. He says, is Sheets and Suarez too much for Duran? Power left-handed bat with control. Sheets isn't going anywhere. Like, you know what I mean? Not because he's like immovable. Like, I like the creativity and the idea here from Cody, but if you're the Red Sox, you're not taking on like a veteran piece like Sheets that's bounced around at that point, and you're not going to go spend money on a closer when you're under 500 right now. So they'd be looking for controllable, high-level, high-ceiling prospects for Jarren Duran, right?
100%. This is that's a trade that I wouldn't want the Padres to do.
It would like, right. It's like addressing one need, but then creating others.
Yeah, I mean, now you could have Jason Adam as your closer, okay, sure. Jeremiah Estrada, but no, no, I want to add with Sheets and Suarez, not like subtract and then add a player who's. I mean, Jarren Duran was having a year like he was having last year, and he had that same year. But even then, I'm like, dude, no, you're right. You're asking for prospects. If you're the Red Sox, I know Sheets is controllable, but no, not happening.
Yeah, I like the creativity, Cody, but I don't see it. And I agree with Dr. No saying probably would have to give up Salas for Duran. Period. I agree. I don't think there's any chance you pry Jarren Duran loose. And then they say after the trade, oh, the Padres got Jarren Duran, then didn't part ways with one of their top 2 prospects, right? Like you can already see that sentence. Like the Padres got Duran and didn't part ways with their top 2 prospects. That to me isn't overly realistic. Also, by the way, this Jarren Duran deal, it's June 2nd.
Oh,
this isn't some imminent possible. Maybe they've reached out. Sure.
Unless the Red Sox really want to just like get their top prospect up and move Duran to make room for him.
And you're going to do that in June. That to me is a little, I don't see that happening, but
we'll
never know.
Okay. So when I was just saying Xander's, bad, Darapot says Xander's 7th inning walk started the rally. What rally? They didn't score. And
he's talking about the 4-run inning yesterday. Jim was in Hawaii.
I was on a plane. Okay. And then he says, Jim's takes are cringe sometimes.
One of those nights for us.
So my take that Xander's not good is cringe. Okay. Okay.
Again.
Cringy take.
We're not going
to. Xander Bogaerts is not good. Oh, so cringy.
I've heard way worse. Please everyone. We have learned. Robert, thank you for the super. He says Mets beat the Dodgers. I know it's early, but
nice.
I mean, and Jim said it well earlier. Like, I think it's at least fair. You can react to it at this point. We know that there's 100 games. I mean, 100 plus, actually more than 100. But you take the cursory glance and you hope that you can stay within arm's reach. Maybe, I mean, those 7 games, there's going to be movement every day, right? You win one, you gain a game. You lose one, you lose a game. So there's going to be a lot of movement coming up here with all these divisional games against the Giants, Diamondbacks, and Dodgers. But yeah, I mean, it's better than the alternative. You don't want to be 6-8 games out right now, like a lot of teams in baseball are at this point in the season. And Padres are right where they need to be, but being right where they need to be now doesn't, of course, guarantee them anything later. But I don't think anyone should have any qualms, so to speak, with where the Padres are right now. 10 games over 500 last year, just scuffling. They were 50-50. This team's in much better shape out of the gate, so to speak, than they were a year ago.
So many things could still happen.
Yep.
Many. I mean, 34 and 24 is like, you know how much time we have? There is so much of the season left. Great the Dodgers lost tonight, and it's great that Tanner Scott has turned into like me and you as a closer.
Yeah.
He's been
How'd that
awful.
happen?
Well, I mean, and then Tyler Glass now, he sucks. I've heard nothing about Roki Sasaki of late, like at all. But they still have Ohtani, and their offense is still elite, so they're going to win a bunch of baseball games. But I'm not even. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not concerned about. I didn't even know to be 100% honest with all of you. I did not know what the Dodgers record was tonight. I did not. I didn't know. I don't know what it is. I have no. You could ask me.
Jim, you have a YouTube channel.
Okay. Well, I'm concerned about the Padres right now, and then when it gets to August and September, okay, then we're going to scoreboard watch. But right now, worrying about what the Padres do is my number one concern. And right now, I'm worried about the Padres' holes. I'm worried about what they need to do to get better. And, them being 10 games over 500, I don't need to look at standings to know that the Padres are in it. So that's where I'm at right now.
Yeah, no, 100%. Let's get back to this conversation in a moment. I saw there was some controversy about MOVA globes earlier in the chat.
With natural light. It is dark outside.
Here's the thing. No, it'll spin with artificial light, but you got to have some artificial light.
Super close.
Yeah, like it's not going to spin. Like, listen, these lights back here that we have, like this isn't a lot of light. Now, do you pump yours up to crazy? Have you ever seen mine pumped up to like crazy light? Hold on.
Yeah, I'll show you mine too.
Let's see this.
See that?
Oh yeah, exactly. Me too.
It's like, what does that say? Doesn't look good. It's like boom, 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 boom.
If you put it up under like real light, these are going to spin. In the sunlight, not even the sunlight. In the daylight, these are going to spin all day long. You don't even need sunlight. You just need daylight for these to spin all day long. These are officially licensed. All right. And you can get 10% off with promo code PWS10. So 10% off. Click that link in the description down below. These are really cool products for the baseball fan in your life. Look at that. Look at that. All 30 teams officially licensed through Major League Baseball. This company is based in San Diego. This technology was invented in North County. And there are no cords, there are no wires, there are no batteries. It's just going to spin. And they're terrific gift ideas, great for a home or work office, just terrific for the baseball fan in your life. And you get 10% off with promo code PWS10. Click that link in the description down below and pick up a MOVA Globe.
Or prick up a MOVA Globe today.
Prick one up.
Prick one up.
I'm going to keep this thing looking like this.
Look like you're in a friggin' nightclub, dude.
I'm turning it down.
It's funny because this is in like my spare bedroom / office, and like that's in your like kitchen.
Correct. I know one day this thing's just gonna like break.
Probably.
Well, Kristen got it here. This has nothing to do with the wrap-up show. Remember, you got one. This is just Kristen's like artwork.
Yeah, Aaron bought me this. Like, it was so when we first started dating, and I immediately exposed her to the wrap-up show. It's a testament that we're married, and one of the first things is that I introduced her to was the wrap-up show.
Oh, God.
That's a ride or die right there. She truly loves me.
Correct. Like otherwise she would have been out.
100%. Like, I think the third night I spent the night at her house, I was doing a wrap-up show in her kitchen.
I remember when you do those, like she had roommates too.
She did, but her roommates were gone for like the first month and a half we knew each other. And within, I think, the first like month and a half of dating, she bought me this because I was talking about like something to have behind me during the wrap up show. And she thought she liked that.
It's great. It was a great gift.
Yeah. So she bought
I
that.
don't know
for
if
me.
this is correct. DS, you realize why? I think we were talking about spinning. You realize why, right? The photons hit it and they can go through the inside so it spins. Is that a joke?
I don't
Listen,
know.
I take it. Yeah, I mean, we don't know the technology. It's like magnetic or something. It has to do with like the curvature of the world.
It's
I'm
cool
making
and
it
it
up.
spins.
Or like the magnets in the earth or something have
All I
something to
know
do
is
with it.
every day when I go out to my living room and I see my amazing Earth mobile globe on my
There it
bookshelf,
is,
it's always spinning.
just spinning all
Because
day
it's right
long.
next to the window. The window shades are open. It's always spinning.
The updates on Michael King, nobody has any clue. The update on you, Darvish, nobody has any clue. Darvish was, how about the response from Schilt today? Because we played Schilt pregame, and they're like, what's the update on Darvish? He's like, oh, he's going to throw a bullpen like today or tomorrow. I'm not sure when. Like, no. You know when he's going to throw a bullpen, Mike.
Such a Schilt Padres. I don't
So
know when he's doing that.
that
Yeah,
to
you
me
fucking do,
screams,
Shilty.
that screams tomorrow to me as opposed to today. And one bullpen then is going to lead to another bullpen, which ultimately leads to a rehab start, which, I mean, you're still a couple of weeks on Darvish in a best case. And I think you're a couple of weeks on King in a best case. So I think you're through this 17-game stretch without Darvish and King would be my guess. And you're pitching a lot of maybe Ryan Bergert or Stephen Kolek and Randy Vasquez. And you're hoping your offense gets going a little bit because King and Darvish aren't coming at some point over the next few days. That's for sure.
Well, one thing that Kevin said today, and Kevin leaves himself a lot of outs, if you noticed, but he mentioned there could be a scenario where Darvish returns before Michael King.
Where Darvish returns before King, right?
And Darvish ain't even close, guys. Like we're talking about like at least another like 2 weeks, like
At
at the
least.
earliest.
Yeah.
At the
Definitely.
earliest. So that would lead me to believe Michael King is going to be out for a good minute.
Yeah, I would agree. They're just so cautious. Yeah, like like you said, Darvish at 2 weeks, guys. Like someone just put in here, Darvish is pitching soon. It was John. Yeah, I think he's going to be pitching. I do. I think that's accurate. I think he's absolutely going to be throwing a bullpen. But to be pitching on a big league mound in a big league game, you just start to like math it out or map it out, and it's time. Like, okay, bullpen Tuesday, bullpen Friday, rehab start. Let's say next Tuesday. 6 days from there is, I mean, you're minimum 15-ish days, and that to me seems aggressive. So I mean, you're minimum mid to late June on Darvish. Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe they know they're only going to, you made the point today. I mean, if you're only going to get 100 innings or 80 innings, then why get him in June and July when you're going to need him in August through October potentially? So I definitely get that point. But at some point, you're going to have to get him back out there. And I'm not going to feel confident in you, Darvish, if we don't see him until like September of this year. So we're going to have to see him well before September to feel like he's going to play a role for this team in the postseason.
Well, it's back to the saying that I had a couple weeks, like weather the storm, weather this storm while these two guys are out.
Yeah.
King seems very confident that he's going to pitch again this year. My jaw would drop on the floor if he didn't pitch again this season.
Yeah, definitely.
Darvish, who the hell knows?
Yeah.
I really don't have any, but my antennas are up. Like there's something off. There has been something off this entire time, and they're just not saying anything. Could be a situation, and I hope it's not because that would be brutal. But we found out after the fact when Musgrove, tore his arm, his elbow, and had to get Tommy John, and he was very honest in LA, if you remember, like to the point where he was crying.
Yeah.
And he said, "Look, I knew my arm was a ticking time bomb. They told me once I returned, you're just it's a matter of not if but when." So that was a very honest thing that Joe said after the fact. I just hope that's not the case with Darvish, where there's maybe this belief or hey, this could turn into something bad if you keep pitching, and it's a matter of not if but when. So, what do you want to do? Do you want to play this out thing the long way and use up your bullets when we need them the most, or how you want to do this, or I don't know, maybe rehab and feel bad. I have no idea, but it doesn't make any sense to me when you see reports of a guy feeling residual effects of an elbow injury but having no pain. What does that mean?
Right.
I have no clue what that means. How could you feel residual effects of an injury but not have any pain from the injury?
What even is the injury?
I don't know. I don't know. It's something with his elbow.
It's definitely elbow. And there was going to be some imaging in there. And I just want to know what happened during the rehab start that would prevent him from pitching this long. He made that rehab start May 14th. Tomorrow's June 3rd. So, and by the way, we got a report. Remember, we talked about today, Jim, that he threw 6 pitches the other day.
It were
We're like,
six
what's that?
fastballs. What pitches do you think they were? Of the 6 pitches, give me a breakdown of the pitches. Like 3 fastballs.
6 88-mile-per-hour fastballs, like off the side of a mound.
That's what it was.
I mean, that's I doubt there was some crazy high velocity, high torque among the 6 pitches. What is 6 pitches? I never. Who throws 6 pitches?
I don't know.
The thing's just weird.
I just really hope that we don't see Yu Darvish has been shut down. Like
no
report.
Yeah, we don't need the tweet. Hey, we've extended Yu Darvish through 2040. By the way, he's been shut down with Tommy John.
They already have extended him forever. I mean,
good point. He's already going to retire before the end of that deal. That's a really good point.
He's going to retire before the end of that deal.
Guys, take advantage of our offer over at Underdog Fantasy. You can use promo code PODSWRAP. That's PADSWRAP. Get a 50% deposit match up to $1,000 and a free gimme pick. Game 1 of the NBA Finals is Thursday night. Let's say you think Shea's going to have a big night, along with Tyrese Halliburton. Only 17.5 points, by the way. His higher lower. But then let's get to Padres Game 2 against the Giants. Toddy's got a homer eventually. Let's just speak it into existence. And let's say Machado also homers tomorrow with Merrill. That'll be a big night. I don't even know who's pitching for the Giants.
I don't know either. Who is pitching for the Giants?
But if that happens, okay.
Oh, you got how do you say his last name? Landon Rupp.
Let's go with it.
Against Berge.
Yeah, that's why they're going to need the home runs from Merrill, Machado, and Tatis.
Oh yeah, this team hasn't hit home runs all year, but now they're going to hit 3 in one game. Let's go.
Yeah, in the Bay on like a 55
in San Francisco at night.
Yeah, so they're going to hit those home runs, and your $10 wager is going to pay $2,500. But here's the thing: you only have to get 4 of those 5 correct, and you could still win up to $1,250. So use the promo code PODSWRAP. That's PADSWRAP. Click the link in the description down below. Get the free gimme pick as well. They'll give you like Jackson Merrill higher than a half plate appearance, for example. So it couldn't be simpler, couldn't be easier. And a great way to play along. You can play across sports and play at Underdog Fantasy by clicking that link in the description down below.
And make sure to scan that QR code there to download the Underdog Fantasy app. Use our promo code PODSWRAP. When signing up, start playing right now. You can mix and match sports. You can do the NBA Finals starting on Thursday, along with baseball, along with the Stanley Cup playoffs. So download Underdog Fantasy right now.
I like that. I like that a lot. Let me see if a super came in. Yeah, JD Gaucho says, did you realize this, Jim, while you were away, that SDSU made a change at manager/head coach in baseball?
I did.
I don't know if you and Aaron were breaking that down or not from the beaches of Waikiki, but SDSU baseball job now.
Actually, I said, look, babe, honey, we need to stop what we're doing. This rainforest is awesome, but come to the side here. Come and sit down on this rock. We need to.
Is that how you got burnt? Because you were reading the news and you didn't put sunscreen on?
Yeah, we were looking at all the resumes of the potential coaches to land the SDSU baseball head coach job.
Wait, what are you talking about? Will they reach out to Ruben Niebla? With his resume as a pitching coach, he'd be an intriguing head coach hire. Nothing to lose. Ruben Niebla's. I don't. You know better than I do, JD Gaucho. I think there is crossover between professional baseball and collegiate baseball, but if you're Ruben Niebla, you're in a great spot. Are you looking to be a head coach of a collegiate baseball program? I'm asking the question. His daughter has gone to San Diego State, maybe goes there right now, but you're in San Diego. My guess is you're going with a college coach for this job, would be my guess. Or Jim. Maybe Jim takes the job.
Dude,
that would be a crazy hire. To hire Ruben Niebla would be that'd be an unbelievable hire. Would it not? That'd be ridiculous.
It would be incredible, but it will never happen. Pitching coach in the big leagues or collegiate coach at San Diego State University.
It's just different.
He's not leaving. He's not leaving the bigs. It's not happening.
What about freaking Tony? If we're gonna go outside the box, I mean, what about Junior?
That would help us.
I mean, he played. That would help us. I mean,
yeah, dude. Yes, hire Tony.
Now you're gonna start freaking printing. I mean, he played.
Hire Tony.
I mean, he's a huge supporter.
I would love that. I would love if they hired Tony Gwynn Jr.
What about Buddy?
Does he want to do that?
I don't know.
I mean, he's getting paid how much money to do nothing in San Diego? And
you get to like golf. You know what I mean? Like,
dude,
you want to golf?
I like usually you feel bad sometimes if managers get fired. Like I'm so happy for Buddy Black.
I know. And is he getting paid? He's got to be getting paid. You can't just get rid of him and not pay him.
Well,
I wouldn't think.
I don't know.
He's under contract.
Yeah, how does that work? Like, does he get
no idea?
I don't know either.
So now people like, what are we talking about? This is the Padres wrap-up show. I mean, I'll talk to you guys about it one day, but we don't need to talk about this right now. Before we get out of here, do you want to share anything from your trip to Hawaii for your 1-year anniversary?
I got stung by a wasp in a helicopter and then threw up in the air. But other than that, everything was great. We got this like when's the last time you got a massage?
I get them all the time.
Yeah, but when's the last time you got like a 5-star like massage at like a nice resort?
Long time ago.
Because we got one on when was it? On Monday. Dude. I need to get massages like way more.
The best.
Because this massage was like next fucking level.
Yeah.
And it was so nice that I legitimately I fell asleep. I was drooling, dude. I remember myself catching myself because I was started to drool,
passing out. Yeah.
And there was another part where I was on my back and I think I almost like fell asleep or I almost passed out.
That sounds actually amazing.
It was so nice. And they actually gave us like this little nice like healing rock that I've been playing with this whole entire time. It's like a nice little like a healing rock.
I need one.
Right. And then they gave us this like card, happy anniversary card.
Aw,
so nice.
Kind. You want to read it to our viewers?
Yeah. It says, I can't read this because I don't know how to pronounce it, but it says happy anniversary. Here's to another year of what?
No, I'm saying that's how you pronounce it.
No, I know, but it's like, look. Can you pronounce that?
I can't read that. No, it's Hawaiian.
Yeah, Hawaiian. I can't read that. Here's to another year of love, laughter, and growing together. Wishing you many more beautiful moments ahead. Mahalo for celebrating your anniversary with us. Kilani Spa at the Grand Wailea.
Super nice.
So, yeah. Wait. But
let's go get a couples massage.
Let's go get a couples massage, John.
Wait, I have an update on Darvish before we get out of here.
Okay.
From an AC article. Darvish, listen to this, Jim. He played catch in the outfield and then in the bullpen Monday. Catch.
Okay.
And plans to throw a full bullpen or closer to it than he has in nearly a month on Tuesday. When Darvish was finished Monday, reliever Brian Hoeing stepped on the bullpen mound and threw his pitching coach Ruben Niebla, bullpen coach Ben Fritz, and others watched. Hoeing is on a rehab assignment with AAA El Paso, working back from a shoulder issue. He's been shut down since spring training. That's it. The update is Darvish, he did not throw a bullpen today. he threw in a bullpen, but did not throw a bullpen. A bullpen is off a mound, 35, 40 pitches, maybe 90% effort, 80 to 90% effort. Right? Yeah, it's tiring.
Okay.
Keeping up on Yu Darvish's rehab is the most tiring thing in the world.
I want him to return, and I want him to be healthy, and I want him to pitch, but yeah, just don't it's like, just give me the hot dog. Don't tell me how that sausage is made.
What?
Like get him back out there, get him
yeah,
healthy.
where the frick is our food? Where's our freaking gift? Brent asked on air, he's like, is Jim gonna bring us anything? I'm like, I wouldn't hold my breath. And then we theorized on what it could be, and we said if anything would be macadamia nuts.
Yeah, like I was gonna get some food from Hawaii, but it just never crossed my mind to bring you guys anything.
Well, yes, it did. You just said you were gonna get food from Hawaii
for like me, not for you. First of all, it's my honeymoon / anniversary.
It's ours too, man.
Oh, it's right. Okay. I was just on vacation, maybe. But it's Hawaii, dude. It's not like I'm going to the Sistine Chapel in like Italy or something. Yeah. Where the Sistine Chapel's at. Is that in Italy?
The thing is, I don't know if it is in Italy. Is it? That's a great point.
I think so. Dude, there are like a million ABC stores in Hawaii. It's kind of insane.
I know.
Like
there are a lot.
There's an ABC store. There's an ABC store. And some of them were nicer than others. One thing that I did discover, which I'm kind of like in love with now, I never had it before, is a spam musubi. Dude, those things are delicious.
Oh, was that the donut thing you were talking about?
No, that's a malasada.
Okay.
But a musubi it's just sushi rice, spam, and then wrapped in seaweed. Or wrapped in nori, sorry.
That sounds good if you eat spam.
Dude, it was delicious. I was like, this is the greatest thing ever.
Just reading Kevin Postgame. Nothing in there. Well, next time you go to Hawaii, you'll bring us back stuff, I'm sure. It's fine. No worries.
I want to go to Hawaii tomorrow. Like I want to go to Hawaii this weekend. I want to go to Hawaii every single day of my life.
Go.
I want to just go. I want to just be there. I did see one of the stores had Hawaii merchandise, like the school.
Yeah, like the Rainbow Warrior
stuff. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. Actually, I have a sports team here, but it's not really a sports team. I mean, I guess, yeah.
That was your take. No, they are, I think, are passionate about the University of Hawaii on the islands. I mean, it's Hawaii,
True. Yeah.
They've had better times, but I think there's a good passion, honestly, for Hawaii. It's just so much pride. Like the Hawaiians have so much pride.
It was crazy though, because you know how like on the East Coast they're like, man, why are the games starting like 10 p.m. at night, right?
Yeah, these games start like 10 a.m. right?
Dude,
earlier.
All the sports was done by like 4 p.m. It was awesome.
So crazy. But imagine the NFL though. It starts at like 7.
Yeah, because the 10 a.m. start on the West Coast would be a 7 a.m. start in Hawaii.
6 a.m. for noon college football. Like that's a little aggressive.
A little.
That's very aggressive.
But I'm just thinking like the 6-hour time difference between Hawaii and the East Coast. That's crazy. Like at times we're like, Aaron wanted to talk to her mom, and it was like 5 p.m. and I'm like,
yeah, it was like 11
p.m. It's 11 p.m. in Jersey.
Right.
That was a crazy part. All the games, I loved it though. Like Padres games were over by like 3 in the afternoon. I was like, oh, it's awesome.
I know, it's awesome. I like that about the West in general. All right, guys, join us tomorrow. John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, 2-6. Much more on this Padres game 1 win in San Francisco. We'll get you ready for game 2, and then we'll catch up again tomorrow night on the wrap-up show. Please, that was my knuckle on my table. Please support our partners, Mark Nimitz at Farmers Insurance, SeatGeek, Mova Globes, Underdog Fantasy, Humul Casino as well. And we will be back again tomorrow night and tomorrow afternoon on John and Jim beginning at 2 p.m. Padres over the Giants on this Monday night to kick off a stretch of 14 road games over the next 17 games overall. A 1-0 shutout win in 10 for Maui Jim. I'm John. This has been the Wrap-Up Show. Thanks, guys.